Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaah Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraah Sthirairangai Stuštuvagam Sastanubhih Vyashema Devahitಂ Yadayuh Swasti na Indro Vriddhashravah Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaah Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemih Swasti no Brihaspati'r dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So last time we discussed a few things.
Before you start, actually, just wanted to inform everybody. Like we have the internet issues at Swamiji's place, so we'll be keeping audio only today. I hope that's okay for everybody.
Right. So we saw karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhuhu ma te sangostva karmani. So one of the most abused shlokas of the Bhagavad Gita. Gita says, you do your duty. That's all that I am already doing. So I need not study the Bhagavad Gita because that is the essence which I am already doing. And we also discussed how the duty which we define as per our convenience may not be the one or the only one which the Bhagavad Gita decides. Because it's when it comes to duty, duty means swadharma, a person's dharma, responsibility depending on the stage of life and the profession or the temperament one chooses, the profession one chooses and the temperament one has. Based on that, the responsibilities are defined. And it's a very wide responsibility, starting from the person himself or herself at the center and as concentric circles, which includes first the immediate family members, then the community, and then the village, city, nation, globe, the whole entire globe, and not only the globe, even the unseen worlds. All of it is covered under Swadharma. So Swadharma has a very wide scope and a very wide meaning. Then we saw Yogastha Kuru Karmani, that is shloka number 48. Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya Siddhi Siddhyo Samo Bhutva Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. So one of the definitions of yoga is evenness or equanimity of mind. And one who does karma, being even in mind, one is freed from that karma. Durena hyavaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya buddhau sharanamanvichya kripanaha phalahetavaha. So we also saw performing actions just for the sake of artha and kama keeps the person a beggar. In terms of the happiness hypothesis book, the elephant is on a free ride and the rider has no control over the elephant. Because Artha and Kama are the instincts with which we are born, and one need not learn about it. To manage that Artha and Kama and not to become a slave of Artha and Kama is what the elephant has to learn from the rider. So first the rider has to learn. Rider means the rational self in me has to learn, understand, and then gradually transmit to the elephant, the instinctual self in me. And unless one does it, one lives a beggarly life. Beggarly means, I use the word mangta. Mangta means the one who always asks for things. Mangta rehta hai jo wo mangta. So one leads a beggarly life, even though one thinks one is living a very free life and a very kingly life, but one is slave to the senses and the demands of the instincts and has little control over things. So a person living such a life, for that Bhagwan says, Lord Krishna says, Kripanaha, they are really living a miserable life compared to those who live a life which is not totally guided by Artha and Kama, but there are other factors too. Now, I touched upon this point, and now today I will be talking a little bit more on this. We have a certain frame of mind, certain concepts we have created in our minds. Many times we are led by those concepts, and then even our thinking, our arguments, and even behavior is guided by that. Now, what are those, whatever those ideas which are fixated in our mind? So one we discussed last time, unless one is excited, one may be dull, one may not be doing the right work. That excited word I used, which is very much used in the West. So anything you new, you start, from the other side, they say, oh, congratulations, aren't you excited about it? And yes, I am. So that shows exuberance, confidence, and a deep interest for the new venture. Well, a person need not be excited and yet very much involved emotionally, physically in a new venture. And such people, there are enough number of people. Like, for example, in my childhood, I used to think only those in shirts, pants, and coats and suits, they are smart people. Anybody in the desi dress cannot be smart. That concept got crushed when I grew up, and when I went to the south and I saw everybody's in dhoti, right from the top boss of a big company. He's also wearing a shirt and a dhoti, and the workers are also wearing shirt and a dhoti. Not only that, when I saw them eating, they eat with full hand. It's not just fingers. They crush the rice with the foot, on the palm, okay, in their thali. Not only thali, they don't even use thali. They use a leaf, a banana leaf, and it's a challenge. On a banana leaf, rice is there, and the liquids, rasam, sambar is still at least a little bit thick. Mixing the rasam and not allowing it to spill from the leaf itself is an art, and they do it and they eat it, and very efficiently without spilling anything. And the top boss, who used to be a millionaire at that time, being a millionaire was a big thing. Now the value has gone down, so now it is 10 times or 100 times different. So even he's eating that way, and his staff is also eating that way. So I was shocked that a boss can be like this, because boss means somebody who will come in a car. Of course, he used to go in a car and he has a thick golden chain and all, but he wears dhoti and shirt and goes out. And then later on, when I started looking at things deeper and deeper, I found the Prince of Saudi Arabia. He would wear his all that clumsy dress, and he's being greeted by the President of America or the Vice President, and the Westerners are coming and greeting him. I used to think, how could they honor such a person in such a clumsy dress? So these are some of the concepts we had already made. Smart means pant, shirt, sleek. Then if you are calm, then you are sleepy. If you are bright, then you must be laughing or restless. Restlessness and brightness and active are like they go together. That's how we have kept in mind. Similarly, we have also kept in mind that if you are not attached to something, then you may be indifferent, you may be irresponsible, or you may be not performing your responsibilities or carrying out your responsibilities properly. Why? Because you are unattached. He doesn't even bother, he doesn't even care, because he doesn't show enough attachment. So these are some of the concepts we have made. And because of those concepts, we face trouble. So in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, one can be unattached. Siddhi asiddhyoho samo bhutva. One can be even or equal towards success and failure and still perform actions. Now, being equal to success and failure, a person who is paralyzed or in coma only can do. We think that way. No, a person who is very much alive and very much concerned or very much sincere can also be equal towards success and failure. In fact, if you meet successful professionals, you will find, like you meet good surgeons, doctors, or even advocates. Okay, I have met them. The chances of success is as much as the success of failure. I mean, as much as the chances of failure. And they are very much objective. They don't get excited. If the patient comes crying and pleading, please save me and all, yes, they are moved, but not that much moved that they forget how to perform the surgery. They have to remain unattached, and then only they can perform things properly. Similarly, when people approach an advocate with a lot of problems and crying and please save me, please do something about me, something for me, they are moved a little bit, but then they are very, very objective. What they have to do, how they have to prepare the case, and how they have to present it in the court. So being even in mind, being unattached, in fact, increases one's efficiency. One cannot, there are two things. We cannot avoid difficult situations in life. They are bound to come. Good times also will come and bad times also will come. Now, how to manage the good time and the bad time? Good time managing, it's very easy. We think we know it, just go through it, enjoy, and then spend time and it will be over. But if you don't pay attention to your frame of mind while enjoying the things during good times, then there are chances that you may not be under control when you face difficult situations or difficult times. If we go on the crest, we will also, if we enjoy the crest, we will also suffer the crust. Sorry, the trough, the crest and the trough. If we enjoy the crest, we will also have to suffer the trough. Evenness of mind is the only way one can be immune towards those shocks of life, of ups and downs. Now, if somebody will say that I don't care, I want to enjoy things and I want to be excited when things are good, and I am happy, I'm also okay when bad times come, I will suffer and I will cry. Well, then that person doesn't need all this teaching and the upadesha. This upadesha, this teaching is only for those who do not want to suffer, who are not comfortable with sufferings, painful situations, and they want to handle the painful situations in a proper manner. Only for them this teaching comes. Those who want to live a yo-yo life, ups and downs, and they are comfortable with it, anyway, they won't come for such a teaching. So, Bhagavan says, Yogastha Kuru Karmani. Perform your actions with an attitude of yoga. With an attitude of yoga means with an evenness of mind. And how that evenness of mind comes? It comes through surrender. What do we surrender? To whom we surrender? We surrender the results of the actions, even while performing, even before performing. We offer it to the Lord. And who is the Lord? We had already discussed a few classes back. The Lord was defined as from whom the entire creation came, by whom the entire creation is sustained. To that Almighty, you surrender your actions. You surrender the results of your actions and you worship that Almighty in that way. That way you will reach Siddhi. Siddhi means the ultimate success. In that context, Siddhi meant ultimate success. Freedom from, lasting freedom from sorrow. That was the success we were talking about. Now, while talking about evenness of mind, being prompted by Arjuna, the conversation changes. Okay, so far, Bhagavan Krishna has been talking to those extroverted people who are deeply engaged in actions and who are go-getters and who are restless types. So how they should be performing the actions with minimum problems or with an immunity from sorrow. Now, when he used the word evenness of mind, suddenly Arjuna had certain concepts in his mind. So he asked this question. This question is 54. Can you please present this shloka, Rajesh ji? Shloka number 54. We will be looking at today.
Yeah, okay.
In the meantime, I'll recite the shloka. Arjuna uvacha sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhisthasya Keshava sthita dhihi kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. Yes. So, shloka number 54. Bhagavan was talking about evenness of mind. So Arjuna had something in his own mind, and he had certain concepts. So he asked this question to Lord Krishna. What did he ask? Sthita Prajna. He coined this term himself based on what he understood so far. Sthita means something which is stable here in, and Prajna means the buddhi, the thinking faculty or the mind. Okay. So a person with a stable mind. So that person he termed as Sthita Prajna. Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha samadhisthasya Keshava. A person who is a Sthita Prajna, who is of stable mind and who is samadhistha. Samadhistha means who is in samadhi. Now, who is in samadhi doesn't here mean who is totally in nirvikalpa samadhi or in meditation with eyes closed and all organs shut off. No. That person also could be included. But here, the one whose mind is samadhita. Samadhita means where is samadhanam, it is resolved. The mind is resolved. There are no compelling forces or compelling emotions which disturbs the mind. So an undisturbed mind, a stable mind. A person with undisturbed mind and stable mind, what is his behavior? How does he speak? How does he walk, talk? What is his lifestyle? How do we know that a person is Sthita Prajna? Okay, so that is Arjuna's question. So what did Bhagavan answer? So it was Arjuna who led Krishna into this question. Krishna was talking about people who are extroverted, and he was talking about evenness of mind. And because of Arjuna's question, Bhagavan has to change the gear of his conversation, and now he has to talk about those people who are introverted, okay, and who are resolved within oneself. Okay, so what did Bhagavan say? Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmani eva atmana tushtaha sthita prajnah tadochyate. Although Arjuna asked characteristics of a sthita prajna, and he meant by external characteristics. How does he look? How does he talk? How does he walk? What does he do? Etc. But Bhagavan didn't answer it that way. He didn't give external characteristics. In fact, he gave the internal characteristics. What is that? Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. When a person gives up all the desires born out of mind, okay, and then here we have to add one more thing, in which he is the beneficiary, means artha kama oriented, because a person can never be totally free from desire. Even to the desire to live has to be there, otherwise he can't breathe, or he can't eat, or he can't conduct certain basic functions like going to the washroom and basic survival. Even for basic survival, certain desires are required. So we have to add the artha and kama desires. Okay. the desires where the person is a beneficiary. So those kinds of desires one has given up. Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. One who is satisfied by himself, within himself, or herself, whatever. Sthita prajnas tadochyate. So there is no dependency on external stimulus or external artha and kama fulfilling events, objects for that person to remain satisfied. When that happens, that is when that person is called sthita prajna. Now this can happen both to an extroverted person or to an introverted person. And it's not necessary a person who is introverted will be of stable mind. This is not a necessity. A person may be introverted, but inside may be bubbling with so many desires and so many insecurities and so many other problems. So it has nothing to do with being extroverted or introverted externally. What is meant is what is happening inside. And inside it should be that the person is not dependent upon external stimulus for contentment, for being satisfied. Then further Bhagavan says, Dukkheshu anudvigna manaha, Sukheshu vigatas priyaha, Vitaraga bhaya krodhaha, Sthitadhihi muniruchyate. Okay. Dukkheshu anudvigna manaha. In sorrow, the person is not perturbed. Sukheshu vigatas priyaha. In happiness also, the person is untouched. Vitaraga bhaya krodhaha. From whom raga means attachment, bhaya means fear, krodha means anger. One who is free from all of this, from whom all these three emotions primarily has gone away. That person is called person of sthitadhihi. Sthitadhihi means a person of stable mind. Now, I give this common example every time when such shlokas come. You see, during my childhood, I used to play Ludo game. I don't know whether you people, at least if you don't understand Ludo, then you will understand snake and ladder game. Even if you don't understand that, then I can't help it. My examples are limited. So there is a dice, and you throw the dice, and it has 6 faces, so 6 digits are there. So whatever digit comes, accordingly, your coin will move in the direction. Okay. And that's how, and the other party will also play, and they will also throw the dice, and according to the digits, he or she will make the move. And that way the games are played. And I was so attached to this Ludo. And winning this game used to be so important that if I lose the game and consecutively 2 games, then my hunger goes away and I don't feel like eating. And my grandmother would say, what happened to you? Did somebody say anything? Why you are not eating properly? You are just taking 1 roti, 1 chapati and little rice. You didn't eat properly. What happened to you? So I would say that I lost the game and I am not in good mood. Okay. Now, after some 20 years or 30 years, I played the same game in somebody's house with some child when I went for a dinner. Okay. Again, I played the game very sincerely for winning. But now, when I lost, I was unperturbed. Now the game remaining same, my interest in the game remaining same, but because I have value for bigger things, for different things, now this Ludo game doesn't perturb me. Winning, I am okay. Losing, I am equally okay. Next example I'll give, which is also maybe difficult to digest for many of you, but it is a truth for me. Literally, it is a truth for me. I'll tell you, till 10th standard, I was so much addicted to this cricket, the cricket game. Okay. And in 1983, when the India, that World Cup game was there, my exams were going on, final exams were going on. And you see how I was revising my syllabus for the exam. We didn't have a TV at home, so my neighbors had it. So I will go there and watch 1 over, then come back, and for 1 over or 2 overs time, I will revise my things. Then again, I cannot stay for long. Then again, I will go to their house, and 1 over means 4 minutes, maximum 5 minutes. Okay, 6 balls they will throw. So 10 minutes revision, 5 minutes of watching cricket. This is how I was toggling. You can understand how much I was addicted to this cricket. And it went on till the 10th standard. That was in 1987. And after that, I was deeply into my studies, and I told myself that no more cricket, enough of cricket. And by that time, we also got news about match fixing and all those things. So gradually I started getting vairagya. Vairagya means I was disenchanted with cricket and cricket players, and my own compulsion for my own studies. And after my after my 12th standard and all, the interest waned, and after that it didn't matter which game, I mean, which team is playing the game, who is winning, who is losing, it hardly matters. It took 4 or 5 years before I became Sthita Prajna with reference to cricket. Otherwise, cricket was one of the weakest points. I could eat cricket, sleep cricket, drink cricket, everything is cricket. If I don't have the TV, I'll put on the radio, hook on to the radio, the transistor. I purchased one transistor, 90 rupees at that time. So what I mean to say is, it is when we decide and when we have more things or bigger things in life, then smaller things don't bother us. So it's a policy decision one has to take, and one has to work upon it, and one gets de-addicted. Otherwise, enjoying good times or enjoying the pleasures, sense pleasures and pleasures from events and objects, one is addicted to it. That's natural, nothing wrong in it. But then there is a price for it, because difficult times will also come in life. That is part of life. Nobody can avoid it. And if I am not prepared mentally, then I won't be able to handle difficult times. And sometimes I break down, and the breakdown can be, most of the times it is reversible. Sometimes it can be irreversible. And that irreversible breakdown, one can almost like lose one's life. While living, one is dead. That is why it is so important that we try to understand how to get that frame of mind where I can handle success and failure with evenness of mind, with equanimity. In fact, that makes me more productive. When shocks of life come, it's not that I'm paralyzed. I'm still functional, I'm still productive, and I'm still efficient. Otherwise, a small shock, my mood is off, and I become unproductive, I become sick, and I throw tantrums, I create problems for others. To avoid all this concept of sthita prajna and working with evenness of mind, yogastha karmani kuru, doing actions with an attitude of yoga, performing actions with an attitude of yoga becomes so important. Next shloka quickly, then we will throw open for question and answers. The shloka is visible, but the meaning is not visible in this.
Is okay?
Or
do I change it?
Yeah, if you can change, it will be better for others.
Okay.
Yeah. No, not this.
No, this.
Yeah.
I'll go back.
Yeah. Yes, this one I think. Correct. So Bhagavan is further defining who is the sthita prajna, or when one can say that the person's mind has become stable. No, you had opened the right one. Now it is.
No, I know, but it is gone now. Wait a second.
Yeah. Yes.
1 second, I'll just share it again. Sorry for that.
Yes. Yas sarvatra, yah sarvatra anabhisneha tat prapya shubha shubham nabhinandati nadvesti tasya prajna pratisthita. Oh my God. If you literally take this meaning, it only means a person in coma or a person totally paralyzed from head to foot. But it is not. Yaha sarvatra anabhisneha. Sneha means affection, attachment. Sneha in Sanskrit also means the stickiness. Like the oil is sneha, has sneha. The oiliness has that stickiness. And affection, the emotion also has that stickiness. Okay? So sneha means sticky. And here, of course, it means affectionate, having attachment. Yah sarvatra anabhisneha. One who is unattached or is unaffectionate towards everything. Tat prapya shubha shubham. Towards everything means which everything? Whatever good or bad, favorable or unfavorable, whatever comes towards that, a person is not sticky, is unattached. Na abhinandati, neither he gets overjoyed, rejoices, na dvesti, nor he hates, tasya prajna pratisthita. That person's mind is said to be stable. Okay. So remember my Ludo, and especially Ludo with playing Ludo game with a child, a 5 or 7-year-old child. So I had to fake my joy or sorrow in front of the child to make the child understand that I am participating in it fully. So if the dice shows 6 is the highest digit, I will show my pleasure. Oh, now I have won. I will do this. I will do that. And when it comes 1, then I'll say, oh shit, what it is. I lost it. So all of it I will do. All the drama I will do. But inside, it just doesn't matter whether I win the game or I lose. it hardly matters. When the entire life becomes a Ludo, playing Ludo game, that is the time when one can say the mind is stable, mind is unaffected. Okay. So one can play, continues to play games, continues to watch the game, but doesn't get shocked, doesn't get so much affected that the hunger, thirst goes away, or even when sometimes people get a heart attack. Okay, those things don't happen. Events are taken as events, being objective. Okay. Yes, painful situation, true. It is there. We have to face it. Whatever we can face, we'll face. Whatever we can do about it, we will do. But not make too much noises about it. Not making physical pain into an emotional pain. Like last time we discussed that. We cannot avoid physical situations or physical pains. But then converting that into emotional pain, we have a contribution. And how to manage that trick is given, that first we surrender the results of the action to the Lord. That is our worship. And then whatever result comes, we accept it as prasadam. As prasadam means as something which has come from the Lord, good, bad, ugly, whatever it is all acceptable to me. I take it with that attitude. When I start faking that attitude, I start making it. And with that attitude, when I perform actions and lead my life, I can be free from this ups and downs of life and free from the sorrow the life gives. So with this, I stop here and I open the session for question and answers, because question and answers will really give us real life situations and what one can do about it.
Anybody has a question, please raise the hand.
Hi, this is Thomas. I don't know where to raise the hand, but can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Sure, go ahead.
Please.
I understand that if one deals with situations with not being attached, if that's the ideal situation, and one can reduce or not have suffering. But how does one achieve that ability to let go or not being attached to results? Is there a technique that one can follow in one's daily life when situations arise during the day?
Yes, please. I'll answer. No, you see, one thing is for sure, it doesn't happen overnight. Correct? Are you there? Hello?
Yes, I'm here. I muted myself. Sorry.
Yeah. Please be there and respond. So it doesn't happen overnight. Second thing is, it also doesn't happen when already one is in pain. I mean, it is difficult. Okay, it is like you cannot prepare, you cannot start digging well when already the house is on fire. I mean, one can try, but generally it's not effective. So one has to prepare oneself when things are more or less neutral. That is the best time one should start thinking on it and preparing. And the attitude of surrender to the whatever one's concept of Almighty or the Creator or whatever, something. Even one may be atheist, it is okay. But atheist also understands that there is some kind of intelligence which is working, which governs this universe. So let that be. So that surrender towards that universal force, whatever it is, understanding that bigger things are working, and then life will have ups and downs. Nobody can avoid it. With that attitude, with prepared mind, one takes up action that, okay, today I'm performing this action, whatever action it may be. Like in India, I grew up in a home where even before leaving the house, they would bow down to the deity, like asking for permission that, look, I'm going and please take care. So they will then go to their own work. And when they return back, then again they bow down and they say, okay, I've come safely, everything is fine. Or if they are going on a longer journey, then again they will do the same thing. So anything they will do, they will surrender. That I'm just surrendering or offering it to you. So that attitude of surrender, that attitude of offering one's action, and then whatever result comes, the result is coming through that Almighty, through that supreme intelligence. So when I start linking, going via the supreme intelligence, while performing actions and while receiving the results, that itself gradually takes the sting out of my actions. And the sting of what? My personal failure or success, my personal gain or loss. It is not just my failure or my loss, or it is just not my gain or winning, but it is the Lord's. Initially, one may have to fake it, but gradually it becomes one's second nature. Tell me, how many of you have seen the movie The Castaway? Or especially Mr. Thomas, have you seen it?
Yeah, that's Tom Hanks, right?
Tom Hanks, yes, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a very relevant movie I'm talking about here. You remember the Wilson in that movie? Wilson was nobody, just a ball, and with a handprint out of blood, and that thing became a life thing for this marooned person. Do you remember?
Right. Yeah. The
In
package.
fact, this person was alive because of Wilson. If Wilson was not there, this person would have lost hope and gone dead.
Yeah.
And when that Wilson got lost in the raft, he took dangerous step to retrieve Wilson. Remember?
Yes. Yeah.
And Wilson kept this person alive. Who was Wilson? Nobody. In fact, after seeing the movie somewhere else, I read the quote: even if you are a disbeliever, create your own God and then connect with that God. Because you need to connect. You need to connect with something which is stable and which doesn't has its own human type mind, fluctuating mind. You need that. And when you fake it, Wilson becomes a real person. Correct?
Yep.
And you can share the pain, you can share the pleasure, and you can live together happily forever without a fear of divorce. We all need that, Wilson. And you remember in that movie, for everything he will plan, he will discuss with Wilson. And then he will say, okay, you agree? Okay, then we will try this. No, whether will Wilson disagree anytime? No. But then he needed that. In fact, I'm forgetting the name of this character, but I'm remembering Wilson, because for me, Wilson was more important. That's how one leads life. And it's not a life of, crazy person. Otherwise, anyway, we are all crazy. Aren't we? Addicted to so many things which we know which are not good for us. Isn't that crazy? If we are addicted to so many other crazy things, why not this Wilson? One more craze. Correct?
Yeah.
That's the practical way of living. Create your own Wilson. Surrender. If not surrender, at least connect. Keep connecting, keep talking, and keep doing. That itself will take away a lot of pain. And those of you who have not watched that movie, I request with folded hands, please download and watch The Castaway. Can you type it? So let me type it for everyone. Everyone. The Castaway. Castaway. That's the name of the movie. It's just a wonderful movie. Everybody should watch. Then this concept of like those who are believer in God, that means they are less advanced or some superstitious and orthodox and all. We are little different. All this shit gets removed immediately by this one movie. Any other question? Okay, if we don't have any.
That's a very good example, actually. This will help us to teach the children too now.
Yeah. This Castaway movie, it doesn't require you to be a believer or disbeliever, atheist, all these concepts go away. But this is practical. And this movie is based upon certain very fundamental principles of psychology. Right. How we survive, how we live. We laugh, we do laugh away at things which are a necessity in one's life. Why? Because somewhere we have read, this is orthodox, this is superstitious, there is no proof, there is God and all. There is no proof. There's no proof of anything, actually.
Actually, what you said really struck a chord about the ability to treat life as a game, like a Ludo game, not to get too serious about things that happen.
Yeah. First one fakes it, and gradually one makes it.
Thank you.
Shall we stop?
Sure. Thank you.
Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.